Good afternoon, everybody. This is JP the Brand Builder coming to you with another live brand booming podcast. I want to thank all those who have hit the follow button and decided to connect with me. Today we're going to have a booming discussion today. Today I want to talk to you guys about, I'll just go ahead and put the title out there. Basically, it's called A Brand is Shaken Well and Not Stirred. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that you ever been to a club or a restaurant and you ask for a martini and it's done perfectly and it tastes great? And have you ever been in scenarios where the person who made the martini sucked, it tastes like water, things of that nature? Well, think about that when it comes to your brand. There's going to be several elements that need to work perfectly in order for your brand to stand out and shine, in order for you to reach the goals you're seeking to reach with your brand. And you can come up with the logo, you can come up with the name, you can have a great product, but if you do not know how to communicate to your desired audience, and then in addition be able to follow through and provide that promise that you stated in regards to your advertising, saying what you said and you communicated, you're going to have an issue. And I'm going to say it one more time. If you are able to communicate your product and service the best, and then follow that up by whatever you said, able to follow through with that through your product or service idea, those brands win, point blank. If you are not in the position to best communicate your product, no matter what medium you use, if you're not in the best situation to communicate it, nobody's not going to know about your product. If you put yourself in the best situation, we're able to communicate that product and show its features and show how it's a great solution for your target consumer, and you're able to follow through on that with your product, now you have a brand. So understanding, knowing that you have that logo, knowing that you have all those elements going for you, now the focus got to be at this point is figuring out a strategy where you can A, make people aware of your product, and B, be able to get people to experience that product, so you can be able to get those case studies, so you can be able to try to grow that brand. And you can't do that unless you have some level of a brand strategy. So let's talk about a brand strategy. Like I said, you got to have the perfect elements. So, you ever thought back to when a lot of people always say SMART goals? Think about that ethic about SMART goals. SMART goals, it's kind of is a short abbreviation of being specific, being measurable, be attainable or achievable. It's got to be relevant, and it's be time-based. So you might want to, what you want to do. I ain't gonna say what you might want to do. What you want to do is figure out what are going to be the goals for your brand. Find out what those goals are. Next, once you find out what those goals are, figure out the actions that's going to be necessary in order for you to reach those goals, and figure out who is going to be responsible for managing those actions. You know what I'm saying? So after you do that, then it's time to execute those actions. And after you execute those actions, see how they measure up in meeting your brand goals. And then you rinse and repeat. You figure out what is working and what's not working, and then you start back up until you find that perfect mix, which is going to be that perfect martini in regards to reaching your target consumer, finding out if your promise stands up to what you've been advertising. You're able to make the tweaks. You're able to find out everything you need to know by establishing that brand strategy. That brand strategy is going to help your company grow, that brand grow to make either a dud or it's going to be a stud. It's going to be one or the other. So when you think about your brand, and you think about, oh man, I got the logo, I got the name, I got the product and all that stuff, that's great, but it's not gonna go nowhere if you haven't figured out how you're going to reach that target consumer and get it in their face and see if that your verbiage, the product, all stands up to your brand promise. It's your job to make that happen. Number one, because you are the number one brand ambassador first. And that is my word for today. I want to thank you for your time. Feel free, if you found this helpful to some other people, please feel free to share it. If you're digging it, like it. If you got some information to add, please feel free to comment on it. My name is JP, the Brand Builder. I'm signing out. You guys have a great day.